Hello and welcome to another Let's Play of Eldfall Chronicles, but this time we are playing the first quest of the now arrived Northern Wind campaign. As you can see here, I have already set up my gaming table, ready for the first mission campaign raid, which is the first of 4 introduction quests we have to do. And the setup is that at the night before, the party has met in this inn. They had partied a little bit and jested a little bit. And when they went to bed, the whole camp was suddenly raided by the Oni demons. And therefore, all the weapons were stationed somewhere in the inn. And yeah, in all, this campaign has the goal to stop the Oni invasion at the Empire of Soga, who has gathered their own as well as allied forces. That is the reason why we have not only Sagan from the Empire of Soga, but also Anari as the Commodore of this party, Theros from the Coalition of Thanian, and Nara from the Sand Kingdoms. In this campaign, I will play the quests with the miniatures or with the heroes provided. I hope that I will be able to play it another time, but then with a custom party. For example, I really like the model of Tomori, the Endless Rain, and I will see which models I will substitute for this. As I mentioned, this is the first of 4 introduction quests. Therefore, there will be some, light rules, or the rules we are using will be not the complete set of rules. And after when I have done this quest with the original 4 heroes, I will maybe replay it with another set, as I said, custom heroes, but then it will start at the quest 5. So just that you know. But before that, let's have a look at these beautiful miniatures. As you can see here, I took my time to paint these. This is, for example, one of the Oni Marauder. Here you have the second one. It's a really great miniature. And also, let me show you the miniature so that you not only have seen the cards. Here we have the miniature of Sagan from the Empire of Soga, who will be most likely our tank. We have Nara from the Mao tribe. From the Sand Kingdoms, I believe that she will develop into a damage dealer or melee damage dealer. Then we have Theros, our ranged combatant, with his trusty companion Bao, I think he is called, but we will see that during the campaign. And here we have Anari from the Hellion League. So with this, let's jump right into the narrative. As you can see here, there's always the setup. I already put it down here. And we have here, I believe this one, is an intrigue token. This will activate as soon as a model is inside the space, as well as using an interact action. And we have here 2 encounter token, who will trigger immediately as soon as a model enters the field. And you can pause it here for the text. So basically the camp is lost and we have to get to the exit and maybe even find a way how to put down the invisible barrier. So with all the setup, here you can also see assign the following upgrades. I just noticed that I forgot 2. Sagan and Theros have none, but Nara and Anari have some signature gear. So let me just have a look through it. So, Thanian crossbow, Batu is the companion. So, Nara has her claws. And this is Ironhide. Did I already skip the monocle? This way you can have a quick look at some of the cards. Earthling, Entropy, Ward. Fortifications, Searing Blood, Misfortune, Fireball, Rope, Short Sword. Okay, I will just stop the recording and let you join as soon as I found the monocle. So, here we are again, now with the Arcane Monocle, as well as with Nara's Claws, which you can see here. So, now, after we have corrected this oversight of mine, here we are for the quest rules, and we have the distracted status at the hostile, so basically this Oni Marauder, which causes it that they do not follow their normal hostile behavior. They stop being distracted if attacked, or they share space with a hero. When a hostile ends its turn in a space with a hero, it stops being distracted and it uses its behavior next turn. It will activate and react against heroes. And our goal is to leave the field at the exit. So, before we start, this is a narrative campaign, and there are some secret locks. So, depending on the event you are playing, this might be here some spoilers, especially with the intrigue token and others. For example, here down, if you pass this, you read the secret log A01. So, I will just say it in this first quest, this playthrough will include major spoilers. So, just so that you know. And with all this said, you can decide if you will continue along or if you will play this quest for you first for yourself and then see what I did. But with all that said, let's start. I will begin with turn 1 and with the heroes here. And just to mention it, I played this game yesterday with my wife as an introduction, so I have a rough idea what I'm about to do. And I will start with Anari. I will use her activation point and move up her 2 spaces and enter this intrigue token, encounter token, sorry. And with this, encounter 1 will trigger. Rounding the corner, you encounter debris and shattered cards and fallen bodies. Another grim scene unfolds before you. To your left, amidst the chaos of battle, a colossal ogre unleashes its savage strength upon a warrior. You exchange 10th glances with your party, then motion for a silent gesture, stay close. So we are placing one Oni Marauder at 1, which is up here, and it is facing west. And as you just might have overlooked, here you have a compass, and west is to the left. So this is the reason why we took the second Oni Marauder, and we are placing it up here facing to the left, as indicated at this small markings at the base. Next, each hero leaving the encounter 1 space must perform an agility or int roll. On a failed roll, distracted Oni Marauder start using the alert hostile quest rule. And this with the alert hostile quest rule is something I have not found. So basically I assume it will be the suspicious afterwards. So let's see. Using Anari's die and a look at her profile card, I think I will use her intelligence of 14 instead of her agility. So 14 or less. And with the 14, it is just enough for Anari to pass this roll. So 1, 2, and she will use her action to make a run special move. So she has another 2 movements. 1, 2. She will go into this field, very about the Oni Marauder at the top. So just giving her her second activation point. Next, I think I will go with Theros. So another activation token. 1, 2, and he will also use a run activation. Looking at his profile card, he has an agility and intelligence of 13, so therefore 13 or less. It's a 6. And with this, Theros can also run to this space here. I think both of these will just, because they are the ranged combatants, they will stay at the back of the action. So yeah, I just grabbed. Next, Nara will activate. Also 1-2, and she will also try a run action. She has an intelligence of 13 and an agility of 12, therefore intelligence 13. With a 10, she also managed to sneak silently behind past the ogre. As you can realize, I already know what this is. This is the reason why I used this order of activations. Now Sagan 1-2. He will also try with his intelligence of 13 to sneak past this Oni Marauder. And with an 18 he failed. So therefore both of these Oni Marauder will become alert, which I will interpret as suspicious, and they will start moving towards the party. So, but he will also use a run activation to get here. Now Sagan will start to activate, and he will use an interact action to trigger this intrigue token. And we see, amidst the rubble you spot Asano, which is the mentor of Sagan, pinned beneath the remains of a collapsed watchtower. His body is motionless, but a faint groan suggests he might still be alive. Time is running out and you feel a surge of urgency at the sight. You and your companions muster every ounce of strength to free him from the crushing weight of debris. Here we have, if at least 3 heroes are at the space, one of these heroes must perform an interact action, which just Sagan did. Then each hero in the space must perform a toughness roll. So we are going up to here. If 2 or more heroes are successful, we can read it. Otherwise, the rubble collapses, Asano is buried and obscured from your sight. The party must progress with the quest. So, Sagan activates, uses an interact token. Uses an interact action, and now, let's see. Anari has a toughness of 8. She will actually contribute. So, she passed her test. Sagan has a toughness of 13. With a 4, Asano is definitely rescued. Theros, 16 fails. And Nara, with a 5, also passes. So, as you can see here, 8, 4, 16, and a 5. The heroes manage to score at least 2 heroes are successful. And we go at the back, at the quest log, at page 116. So, I just want to say it again. We are entering the secret logs, so therefore this will be spoiler. With combined strength, you heave the collapsed timber just enough to drag Asano to safety. The debris crashes down behind you with a deafening roar, sending a cloud of dust into the air. Asano blinks weakly, regaining his composure. Suddenly, a monstrous bellow rends the air. The beasts, drawn by the commotion, are closing in. You need to press forward to the regrouping point at the old hilltop temple, Asano says hurriedly. Pressing a map into your hands, I rally the survivors and follow. You tighten your grip on the map, meeting Asano's gaze. Urgency burns in his eyes. Stay safe, Commander. We will meet again soon. With a firm nod, Asano straightens, regaining his pose. With haste, he urges, drawing his blade, his voice strained but resolute. The ogres are coming. With another word, he vanished into the chaos. We see Fate A, or Violet A, and all distracted hostiles start following distracted hostile suspicious quest rule, as mentioned in Encounter 1. So, back we are. And we are here with this. So, we will receive Fate Token A, which is one of these. I will not put it right now. And just continue. So, successfully having saved Asano, the Oni Marauder are still there, but they have to wait. Next, Nara will activate. She will once again use the run action, 1, 2, 3. And we are having the second encounter. And here it says, Rushing through the chaos of the camp, you arrive at the old inn, a place you were relaxing in just hours ago. This structure is groaning under the strain of flames dangerously close to collapse. The aftermath of the battle surrounds you, but its focus is on the weapon racks at the back. Among the scattered debris lie a few forgotten weapons and pieces of equipment, but your own gear is nowhere to be seen. The only route forward seems to be through the inn. The smoke thickens and debris crashes down. The inn becomes a treacherous maze, making every step a battle against time and crumbling ruins around you. So here we place common loot tokens at 2, 3, 4 and 5, which are the middle and the corner of this whole scene. And shuffle the following upgrade cards into 4 face-down loot stacks A, B, C, D, placing each stack randomly at the space with a loot token. So I already prepared these. Here we are having the cards, and we have the firecracker, medicine, short sword and a dagger. The hatchet goes to the firecracker. The medicine stacks double, and a dagger and a healing potion. The way I will do this is I will grab the single items, so the hatchet, the short sword, the healing potion and the medicine, shuffle these, placing them randomly next to them, and after I have located after I will loot these, I will give the character who looted them the other item, and while I'm doing this I will also place the loot tokens there. But we also have something else, and the enemy gains ascent of the heroes. All destructive heroes start following the destructive suspicious rule, which we already did with saving Asano. Another thing is that we have quest rules, smoke and debris. During a hero's activation, if the hero performs a movement on tile 28A, it must perform a roll during its reaction step. On a roll of 11 to 20, it suffers a hit with power 0 and stagger. Can avoid that by performing a dodge action. And we have here the loot. May claim contents of loot stack by performing an interact action in the same space. When they do so, the loot token is removed and a hero may take the corresponding stat card. So, with all this, let me just prepare the battlefield or the game, and we will see you afterwards. So, here we have the prepared board, and I also took the time and searched for the Fate token A, the violet one. And with Nara having moved 1, 2, 3 for her run action, she's still allowed to make an additional move, which ends up here. And since this was her second token, second activation point, she basically can't become staggered and lose another activation point, but just roll it. 11 to 20, she will get hit. With an 8, she's not getting hit. Next, I will activate Anari, who will also 1, 2, 3, 4 get into this space, and same with her. With a 3, she is also not affected by the smoke and debris. Theros, as the last one who can activate, will make a 1, 2, 3, 4 also a run action. Will he be affected? With a natural 1, absolutely not. So, usually this would be the turn of the heroes, but Sagan has the Ranger class. And having a quick look at the classes in the quick reference, we have here the Ranger perform a normal move action in end phase. And with this, Sagan is allowed to move 2 spaces and gets up to here, covering the back of the party. So, next activation, or next turn, it's the hostiles' turn. So basically the Oni Marauder are in their active phase, and now the heroes are in their reactive phase. So this is, I use the token upside down with the yellow side for active, and with the gray markings up in their reactive. And I will start with this Oni Marauder, who will activate 1, 2, 3, and according to the distracted hostile suspicious rule, It uses their 2 activation points and move 3 spaces toward the closest hero. So from up here, 1, 2, 3, sorry. You can't move diagonally in this game, so 1, 2, 3. This Onimaroga ends up here. Sagan will use it for an activation and use a dodge action, which is normally used to avoid damage, but also allows the hero to move the model to move half its movement value. In this case, Sagan is allowed to move 1 space, and he has a line of sight towards it. You can use either true line of sight with the black corners blocking sight, or you can use these small arrows and connect it to the arrow at the space behind. If there is a straight line, you also have line of sight. But with this, Sagan moves 1 space back. Now, this Onimarauder will activate, following the rules for distracted suspicious hostiles also activate, and 1, 2, 3. And since these heroes have no line of sight, because of their arcs, this was a misplay on my part, they normally have only 3 spaces of awareness. So 1, 2, 3, which is not enough to react to this Onimarauder, but Sagan once again is allowed to react and also make another dodge back to his friends. With all this done, let's get ready. Here we have the suspicious Onimaraugas who still not using their behavior card, but the heroes are in their active role now. And with all this, let's see what they will get. Since currently, with the exception of Nara, no one has a weapon, let's see what the heroes are able to do. So I will start with Sagan, who will move in this space and will loot this token. So just taking his first activation here. Before I will reveal it, let's see if he will be affected by the smoke and debris. With a 10, he just evaded it. Therefore, he will keep his second activation point, and he will loot the hatchet, which comes together with the firecracker. So, with this, Sagan has firecracker and hatchet. At least some rudimentary weaponry. Next, I will activate Anari, who will go into this space and loot this token. Will Anari be affected by the smoke and debris? With a 17, she will. It's a power 0 hit, so normally I would roll to wound with a d20, minus her armor of 2. And I had to roll beneath it, or lower than that, since this would be beneath -2. She's not affected by the damage, but she will lose her second activation point. But still looting, and a healing potion, which includes a dagger. So she also has at least some basic weapons. I just have to put her card a little bit higher so that I can put the items down here. I will just do it with the other 2 so that I can space out the equipment of each. And next, Theros will do the same with this loot token. Will he be affected by the smoke and debris? With an 8, he will not be affected, so he can activate again, and he has a short sword, which combines with a dagger. So, now at least, since the claws are also weapons, all of my heroes, Anari has the dagger, Sagan has the hatchet, Theros has a short sword and a dagger, and Nara has the claws, or at least arms with some rudimentary weapons. Nara will basically do the same, also hoping that she will not be affected by the smoke and debris. With the 9, she was lucky enough to also not be affected. So only Anari was affected by the smoke and debris. But with this, the medicine, in addition to a second medicine card, will go to Anari. Will go to Nara, sorry. Now, I still have 3 activations left. And I will start with Theros, who will use a run action, or who will use a run action 1, 2, and 3. Oh, only 3. 1, 2, a normal action. So next, I will activate Nara. She will use a run action 1, 2, 3. And finally, I will activate Sagan, who will use also a run action up to here. He will not use his ranger ability, while I want them all to be gathered in this space. I will activate the Onimaroga first, 1, 2, 3, which will trigger an activation from Anari. The rest of the party stays put. And this Onimaroga will activate 1, 2, 3. With this, he has line of sight, or there is line of sight from this marking to this one. So therefore Anari is allowed to activate again, going up to here. And now, why I didn't leave the field already, I wanted to use interact actions with these first, so that they can swap a little bit of equipment. And let me just put some token here, so that I can see how many exchanges I can make. And what do I want? I want to activate Sagan first, because he has as a ranger, he's allowed to make 2 spaces and want to leave the field. So Sagan activates first. He trades his Firecracker for the dagger. Does the short sword has something? Yeah, and basically these 2 will swap their equipment. Why I did that? Because the hatchet can be thrown and Theros has the better accuracy. So basically he's more ranged as Sagan, and therefore Sagan will get a short sword who is not able to be thrown. The medicine will restore 1 each, and the healing potion will restore 2 points as well as conditions. And since she's more of the caster, I think it makes more sense that she will keep the healing potion. Actually, no, I think it's the medicine better for her, because Nara will be more in the thick of the fight. I'm thinking about the conditions and the quantity about it, but since the medicine allows it to use it on an incapacitated wearer of the item, which the healing potion doesn't, I think I am totally fine with this. And she has a weapon natural melee, he has a weapon with melee, weapon melee, and she has a weapon with melee. And with this, Anari will activate first, walk out, Theros will walk out, Nara will walk out, and also Sagan will start his second activation and walk out. And with this, we have finally reached the quest end. All heroes have left the field through the exit, and we can go to the ending sequence. What we have here, we have as the wind roar. Once again, as the work winds towards the base of the mountain, leading deeper into Ogre territory beyond the camp, the heroes arrive at the fork in the path. To the left, deep, irregular footsteps and bloodstains now mark the passage of a wounded ogre. To the right, on the slope overlooking the camp, faint purple ember flicker in the fog. Anari and Nara halt, their senses sharpened. They have a barrier, Anari mutters, her gaze fixed on the winding path ahead. Nara nods grimly. The enchantment is coming from the direction. Anari glances back to the group. We have to destroy it. Our spellcasters are powerless within its bounds, and we cannot yet know the extent of its reach. We lack the means to face them head-on, Theros adds. Sagan kneels, quickly examining the trail in the snow. The wounded beast was carrying something heavy. There were almost no arms left at the inn, and I saw none elsewhere. It's possibly they have looted them. Rising to his feet, he grips his sidearm and locks eyes with Anari. Commissioner, what are your orders? Anari exhales sharply. You and Theros go left and find better gear. Nara and I will head right to find the source of their barrier. Splitting up is not ideal, but we have little choice. The group exchanges glances. The decision is made. Anari adds, ready before sunrise at the old bridge leading to the hilltop temple. Avoid the main path. Theros meets her gaze and nods. Let's move. But before the group can move, the ground shudders beneath them, a deep violet tremor. The ogres have caught up. High above, silhouetted against the dawning sky, a cunning, slender ogre crouches at the edge of a cliff. With a cruel grin, it leans forward and shoves a massive boulder loose, caring nothing for friend or foe alike in the camp below. Your eyes dart between the charging marauders and the falling stone. The boulder plummets, crushing into the ground with a deafening impact that shakes the narrow trail. A cloud of dust and debris rises, and the path crumbles beneath its weight. The way back is lost. Your party is split, isolated, and alone. And here we are. If all heroes have a weapon item in their inventory, receive Fate B. Sagan and Theros proceed to on the Oni Trail, and Anari and Nara proceed to breaking the barrier. And with this, on the Oni Trail is the second quest, and breaking the barrier is the third one. So I will look the Violet Fate token B up. And in general, this was a nice introduction game, which basically introduced interact actions, getting an overview of the intrigue and encounter token. We also had seen our heroes. We had some interesting quest rules, some simple ogre with the marauder, and yes, the ogre didn't have any action so far, but most likely in the next game we will see the Oni marauders having some combat, because if I remember correctly, because I read the first 4 quests, we will have some interesting. Here we have the fleeing marauder, scavenge for weapons as a quest, and the quest ends if all heroes leave the field through the exit, which will be here at the trail checkpoint. So yeah, might be an interesting quest, and most likely we have to slay the Oni marauder. I just saw, if a hero without a weapon equipped, any hero may search for weapons, performance, or perceive action on a successful. Yeah, most likely this one is to learn combat, especially since the already placed Oni marauder has 3 runes and 2 weak points and is distracted. So here we will learn about the weak point mechanic, which is new to the dungeon crawl and is not implemented in the skirmish game. With all this said, let's have a final shot at the group of heroes. Here they are, and I'll see you at the next time. Bye!